Hey, my wonderful divine masculine Leo placements. Christina here, Ginger Mama, coming at you with your extended month of October Tarotscope. I hope you are well this evening. My apologies, this is up a little bit late, but I go in order of the zodiac wheel beginning with season. So Leo and Virgo were up last. So that's just the way it is. Listen, if you've never been to my channel before, please be aware that all of us hold divine feminine and divine masculine energy within all of us. It's that yin yang balance within us. However, many of us are imbalanced in one way or the other, and we're more in wounded masculine or wounded feminine energy. If you're not sure which one you're in, maybe watch both and see which reading resonates with you more. I also invite you to my website, gingermama.com, with the 3 A's, and you can get a clearer picture. I have a bullet pointed list on my blogs section of my website for what wounded and healed masculine and feminine energy looks like. All right, so let's dive into it. As I was channeling for you, it was, guys, like I kind of feel like out of breath, like fired up, because I was like, this is intense. Like it was someone, I guess in the ocean, like it feels dark. I'm like, I gotta take my pink sweater off because I'm sorry, but like it feels like you're really in a dark place. It was someone like waves nonstop. It was raining, lightning, wind, and like you're like, and you're back under. It was like someone just fighting. It was total darkness. And it was like no one was there, and you're just like doing this. Like, I don't understand. And so if you don't feel that way now, maybe that's kind of the energy that's going to come in this month for you. You're going to get through this, I promise. But like it almost feels like it's like this feeling of like you're fighting yourself. Like if you could just let it be and like lay down or just trust, like you might float, it might be okay. But it was like you're fighting something that is so much bigger than you. Does that make sense? Like it felt like you're trying to fight like the entire like collective global energy of the world, and it's like, slow down here, guys. Like, what are you trying to accomplish type of energy? So earlier this month on the 2nd, Mercury went direct in Virgo. When we talk about the astrology, before, Mercury was retrograde, and that created a lot of disturbances in the month of September. So maybe check back in. What happened in December? Did you fall back into old ways of being? Did you evolve? Did you grow? What was going on for you? The 3rd through the 8th, where we are right now, is Pluto is direct in Capricorn. Capricorn is that grounded energy, just like Virgo. And it's asking you to get very serious about like, okay, what does your deepest self really want? And I feel like that feeling of like you're in the ocean and like the universe is like, no, this is what you said you wanted. You wanted real love. You wanted that job. You wanted that thing. We gave it to you. What are you complaining about? But you're still complaining. And the universe is like, I don't get it. This is like law of attraction. You asked for this and now you're upset that it's here. And so tap in with that, because it's also asking Pluto direct Capricorn, will you do the actual work to bring in real change, especially in what? Love. Cannot make this up. 2 of Cups here and the Fool. Actually, I'm going to switch to my other deck because my left earrings. Source is like, yeah, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to be shitty, but like the gold deck was reserved for the feminine reading. I'm sorry, you don't get coated and draped in gold if you're not fully aligned with the higher realms. And I'm not trying to say you're not trying to be, but it does feel like you're doing this from a superficial place. You're logically like, 828 as I say that. You're logically like, I know spirituality and I know this and I know that, but you're not actually diving in to protect your energy, to pull back from other connections, to go into meditation and stillness and really find the universe, source, God alone. And I'm sorry if you don't want to hear this. I'm a Mercury in Aries, but I speak the fucking truth. And Leos, something is up here with you. Something is up. And so this full moon in Aries, by the way, which is also fire sign energy, okay? Just like you, Leos. But Aries is I am energy. So the question becomes, if you're really feeling it within this energy, if you're like, why am I feeling weaker and depleted and like I'm in a storm? Well, have you been too selfish? Has it been all about you and your partnerships and connections? Or have you left space for the other person? Because oftentimes that's what masculine energy does. It's about my job, it's about my status, it's about me. Because the Two of Wands here is saying, why don't you look to the future? And maybe you're trying to, but Page of Cups reversed, so you don't want to be emotionally vulnerable. It's like you want it all. You want the job, the success, the great sex, the relationship, but my God, you don't want to give a fucking emotion. Well, okay. Okay, here's where you end up, Five of Pentacles. Many of you may be even experiencing physical illness this month. Possibly job loss or financial loss. It's like this scarcity mindset where you're like, no, like, why is everybody else getting it and not me? It's like, you do have it if you fully align, if you take accountability for how maybe you broke someone else's heart by not being emotionally mature and available. The Three of Swords reversed. You have to heal that part of you. All of us on our journeys. I don't care if masculine or feminine energy. You get to a place where you have to look yourself in the mirror, dead in the eyes, and be like, oh my God, do I behave that way? Do I do that shit? Fuck. And then you got to fix it. It's called a dark night of the soul. And I feel like many of you this month, that's what Source is kind of like, walk through it, walk through it. And if you can walk through it, you're going to be feeling so much better, okay? I don't mean to freak you out. You're going to be feeling better, I promise, especially as we pass through this full moon. If you can do the release work and say, yep, God, I did that. Again, ear ringing coming in for me. Maybe there's a lot of ear ringing going on for you. Dreams might be extra rapid fire, possibly seeing shadows or like looking at a light like a smoke detector or something and seeing images come in. That is all normal. Don't panic. If anything's dark, it's your own subconscious, and it's also dark energy testing you. Are you going to clear this? Are you going to believe in the truth of this ascension journey? Or are you going to continue to deny it? And I feel like you're at this place where you're like, no, but I do want to do this. But there's something in you that is so like, it's like, stop fighting that and just surrender, okay? I know it's easier said than done, but you're going to get there. And by the way, I do feel like, look at this. This is so beautiful. I love this, okay? Because I'm not trying to be hard on you. I get it. Sometimes we have to hear the hard truth to get to the good part, right? Justice upright with the Chariot here. We're in Libra season, justice. If you can quickly bring justice to those in your life that maybe you were manipulating in some way, not telling the whole truth to in some way, things like that, because a lot of times masculine energy will be like, well, I didn't directly lie to them. It's like, yeah, but you avoided telling a truth that you knew was fucking significant. And therefore that is lying. You can tell yourself every way upside down that it's moral and ethical. It's not. If you knew that truth would have helped someone or brought clarity to them or was the right thing to do, but you didn't do it, you're getting karma from that. So right now, quickly, the universe is like, bring justice. So what does that look like? Speaking your truth to someone. As you awaken, like sorry, my screen's backwards, but this masculine energy, these petals on the wand of awakening. And I know you're like, but that feminine energy will chop my head off. They'll be so mad at me if I tell them the truth. You need to not be afraid of their reaction and be more afraid of what's going to happen in your energetic field and body if you don't start speaking the truth. Because you will feel more energetically depleted. And by the way, if you want to talk to them and take an action, the best time to do it, one of the best times of the entire year, everybody, is the 14th through the 22nd. We have Venus in Libra, trine Saturn in Aquarius, and Mercury is also in Libra. It's balanced communication. It's somebody that's willing to hear you out and listen, and you're also willing to speak and hear them out. And I think many of you, what are you having to tell them? That you chose third parties over them. That you talked behind their back to friends and family, whatever it is. That you took action towards people you knew were not your divine counterparts or soulmates. And now you're like, well, how would they ever forgive me? It doesn't matter what their response is. You're detaching from outcomes here. What matters is that if the universe is calling on you to speak the truth and bring justice, that you do so from your heart space. Because if you cannot do that, then you're not going to unlock your chakras and align and ascend. What matters is that you're telling the truth and you know it. In the core of your being, you're not leaving anything out that's important or that's important to it. You're just telling the full fucking truth. And if you're feeling uncomfortable, by the way, especially after that full moon, now's the time to what? Communicate. Knight of Wands here. Tell the fucking truth, because if you don't, like I said, death here. You are going to continue to feel energetically weak. By the way, what's this card about? Scorpio energy. Scorpio season starts on the 23rd of October. Okay, so after that period, if you didn't communicate, 14th through the 22nd, everybody, here's where you sit. Energetic depletion. You're going to be laying there praying, like, God, shit, let me out. I'll put in the hard work. And the universe is like, we just told you when Christina did that reading for you and broke it down that you should have done the hard work from the 14th through the 22nd. But if you didn't do that, you're going to think right back to this moment and be like, oh shit, fuck. Yeah. You waited. You didn't travel forward. So this is your warning. I love all of you. I'm not upset with any of you. I understand everybody is on a different place in their journey. We had to learn different lessons at different times. But I do find, which by the way, I'm not hating because I have a Scorpio moon, fixed placement energy in my chart too. Fixed signs like you, Leos, sometimes get into a place where you refuse to move when the universe is pushing you to move. And right now we're all being called to rebirth whether we like it or not. The question is, are you going to become like a butterfly or are you just going to be a moth? Who are you really going to become? Because either way you have to transform. And if you are missing the boat where source is pinging to you, no, you're actually going to have love. You're going to have the job. You're going to have the success, the money. But you continue to fight against that current, then by the time you catch up, that thing is long gone. Because that thing is trying to wait. Whether it's a career, relationship, source is trying to slow it down a little bit for you. But you're not speeding up enough to meet it halfway. And that's just you're going to be feeling, look at this, energetically totally drained. 9 of Pentacles reversed. You also could have financial struggle this month. Finances are energy, just like conversation, time, attention, sexual energy. It's all energy. If you're stubborn about one area of your life, your other area will start to go to shit. If you hoard in one area, suddenly it's going to show up in a different area. That's what's occurring for the collective. If you don't show any emotional vulnerability, have no romance in your life, you're always out there with third parties, not caring, it's just about sex, well, suddenly God's going to deplete your finances to show you, hey, well, you know what? Yeah, you're dancing in fucking darkness, the devil here. You're not breaking those chains, those addictions, those poor behaviors. And what do we have here? The hand of God. In my deck, the way I read tarot, yellow brick road to new earth. By the way, both of these are Capricorn energy, which I find fascinating, right? What are you going to choose, dark or light? I feel like this is the precipice coming off this Aries full moon. The universe is like, what are you going to choose? And by the way, on the 25th of the month, we have the new moon and we have a solar eclipse in Scorpio. Scorpio is all about death and rebirth. Can you kill the old version of you to make room for the new version of you? Or are you going to continue to take the old version of you and just make it darker and darker and darker? It's your choice. It's completely your free will. But this does feel like some of you having really dark dreams, images, visions, especially at the end of the month, if you've not taken the action. Like it's really, as we go into Scorpio season, going to build for you. And so the question at the end of the month with the solar eclipse is, who do you want to be and what is stopping you? And at the end of the day, it's you stopping you. Your belief you need validation from anyone else, your belief you need a go sign from anybody else other than the universe, other than this reading right here, is your ego talking. So if I were you, I'd walk away from these past misguided beliefs of yours and start really manifesting and protecting the relationships, the manifestations, anything you want to call in. I'd get really clear. What friendships do I want? What relationships do I want? 4 of Wands. What do I really want to commit to? What really matters to me in my soul? And what do I want to say fuck that to? Because there can be and there is freedom within commitment. But there must first be clear communication about what that commitment embodies and looks like. And if you are unwilling or too afraid to actually communicate in a vulnerable and emotional way, you will never, ever have it in this lifetime. So I love all of you. That feels very intense. I feel like Pisces Divine Masculine was intense. This feels very intense. If you also have Pisces placement in your chart, whoo, like you're really going through it. I hold space for you. Like I said, we've all been in dark nights of the soul. You're going to get through this. I believe in all of you. This isn't about judgment. This is about you, though, having to kill that part of your ego that still wants more information. When right here you have the information. The question is, okay, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to do the thing to go internally, to do the release work, to like look in the mirror, to write it down, to communicate with who you know you need to communicate with, or cut out? Whatever it might be for you, okay? I love all you Leos. I promise you'll get through this, okay? I'm on TikTok as Ginger Mama, also on Instagram. And if you'd like to book a personal, I'm happy to do so. I even have an option for divine masculines on the twin flame journey, where I promise you I am so chill. It normally is not this in-depth, especially, or not this in-depth, but this intense, especially if you're the one coming to me to book. Normally I know, like I can tell with the cards, the energy, like you're at a place where you're really, really trying, right? So go with me there if you're curious. It's gingermama.com. But you guys got this. Also, the color purple is significant possibly in ducks. I don't know what, but like baby ducks, or maybe rubber ducks. Oh my gosh, are some of you thinking about children? 1606 on my timer. Huh. You're like, no, I'm not. No, that'd be drama. No, I'm stubborn. All right, well, maybe somewhere in your subconscious you are. All right, have a good night, guys. Bye.